What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sandra. And we're returning to the 1986 album Mirrors. Thank you as always to Shafiq. We are going to jump past Hi 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 and Midnight Man, because both of those I reacted to in single version form. However, if the album versions here are notably distinct, different from in some significant way, the single versions, just let me know and we can jump back and go through those before moving on. But for the time being, I'm jumping ahead to You'll Be Mine, which certainly speaks to some conviction that there's a likely romantic connection that is there to be had, and it is forward-looking. Now, by implication, the suggestion is the current moment, this other person is not yet the narrators, so there's not an incompleteness, but there's an ongoing process suggested by the phrasing, and even the narrator is aware they still have that goal to accomplish. It is not yet achieved. So yes, I wonder if we will get a conclusion, or whether this is quite literally just a snapshot in time, and the outcome remains unknown. Let's see what it is in practice. This is Sandra. The tune is You'll Be Mine, and it's from her 1986 album Mirrors. Once again, it sounds like vintage 80s to me. Is it on repeat? It is not on repeat. But yeah, it sounds like vintage 80s to me. I enjoy the production in a few respects. One, I like that cascading, like piano-style keyboard melody, which sounds like it's, you know, like water dripping down or bouncing down a slightly descending tier of platforms, melodic platforms. I also enjoy the number one male and female vocal. We kind of get two sides of this story, which sound like they're running in the same direction. Certainly, like, what is his line? Like, I won't delay the promise I've made, or something like that. So it sounds like he's locked in, though again, it sounds like it's still like a future state of affairs that's being referenced. And she is talking about her jealousy, and like, I'm not quite sure if there's a bit of danger to it, or whether she's basically saying, like, I'm not going to be stopped, you know, it doesn't matter who's in my way, you'll be mine, and, you know, any other woman who gets involved, you know, that she's going to lose out, or, you know, incur my wrath, something like that. But she did mention her jealousy. But I like how the male vocals in that one part, it's kind of like a vocal synth, you know, they take like a vocal, like, breathy, like, choir type of vocalization, and they like put it in a keyboard kit so that, you know, you can literally like play it like a melody. But here it feels like that's not what's happening. Here it feels like it's actually someone on vocals, Cretu or otherwise, who's doing like a rhythmic vocal, but like into the microphone, like in the moment. So yeah, it's kind of like in the style of one of those vocal synths, but it feels like a live vocal. Either way, I do enjoy the back and forth. And yeah, I don't know, like, we had all night and day, something like that. That could mention, like, you know, they have both a lot of time. It could mean night and day, like, we go hot, we go cold. Sometimes it seems like it's going to work, sometimes it doesn't. It could be night and day, like, we spent the whole night and day together. We were together all night, intimately, passionately. We were together all day, so it could be, like, about the present moment, and maybe that's what's suggesting, like, you'll be mine. But yeah, I couldn't quite unpack either side of the lyrics, but I did enjoy that we got both sides, a back and forth, a dialogue, if you will. And yeah, I love the bass line. I also love those, it was like a bass line, but played like rhythmically like a drum, and it would like sort of go up, and, you know, there's a bit of a crescendo and a bit of a like dynamic. I just spilled tea on myself. That's what happens when you start shaking teacups. But yeah, it sort of played like a drum line, but it was like the bass line. It wasn't like an actual drum, like even in a, you know, drum machine. So yeah, I enjoyed the dynamic nature of production, which again, not only sounds very 80s, but I know I've said this a number of times in the Sandra Deep Dive, it really does sound like it could be a track on one of Madonna's first couple albums, which I say is like a compliment in both directions, just to be clear. But yeah, it just has that like classic, nostalgic 80s synth pop sound to my brain. And again, I feel like in that regard, you know, I had an older brother, older sister especially, who was listening to a lot of like synth pop and, you know, new wave, that kind of music. So I think it's weird that if I hadn't had older siblings, it's possible that some of that type of music would have been too old for me. I wouldn't have heard it. But because I had older siblings, I'm nostalgic about a lot of music that I think was aimed at least people about a decade older than me. People, you know, teenagers and, you know, leading into their early 20s and so on. So yeah, it's like this weird thing where like I'm a little bit younger than I think most people who are very nostalgic about music from the mid 80s, but it just happened to work out that way. And even though I don't remember ever hearing this tune, I think it very much has that sound that it's like I instantly get taken back to when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. So I love it. Do let me know if Hi 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 and Midnight Man on the album are distinct enough, different enough from the single versions to jump back and go through those. Otherwise, I'll just keep going forward. Thank you again to Shafiq. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.